What if I told you you could build a multiple six-figure business this year with just one core offer? Inside of my business, I launched my one-to-one coaching program a few years ago, and since then it's made almost $200,000 from this one single offer. No complicated funnels, not adding any group programs or masterminds in, and not adding a whole host of digital offers. This is all from this one offer. And today I'm gonna break down this business model, why you should actually be thinking about this if you really want more simplicity in your business, if you're wanting a freedom first business, and if you're wanting to really grow and expand in 2025 without actually needing to add a whole load more to your business. You can hit the multiple six-figure mark with just one single offer. And I'm gonna show you how I did it and how you can do it too today. So in my slightly biased opinion, I would say this is honestly one of the best business models you could possibly choose from. It is the simplest by far. It allows you to actually create freedom really, really easily in your business, and it just uncomplicates everything in business, to be honest. As I said, for myself, my one-to-one coaching program has brought in almost $200,000 cash in the last few years. Just from that one program alone, I've had several clients who have become booked out with just one program, have built their business with just one core program that they're known for. And it is such a game changer for actually allowing you to work less and just simplify your business while actually being able to grow really intentionally as well. The best part about this perhaps is that you don't need 10 different offers. You don't need to master a whole load of different things and get a whole load of different things selling really well, consistently signing clients, building awareness, launching all of these different things over and over every single year. Instead, you can focus on one offer, make this really, really exceptional, learn how to sell this consistently and get consistent clients in so it is always fully booked, give an amazing experience inside of here, and this can become your business. You can very easily take this to the six-figure mark alone, and anything else you want to add in is just gonna be extra past this, but you can have a really successful business from just that one offer, and that's what I really wanna show you today. Now, one of my favorite things about this as well is when you really focus on one specific offer and really nailing this one specifically, as I have with my one-to-one coaching program, you can have really long-term clients. I've got clients who I literally started working together with over 3 years ago who are still working with me today. I have several of those, and we've been working together this whole time, which absolutely blows my mind, but is so, so special getting to actually build that relationship over the long term, getting to work with someone over the long term, over literally years of their business. It is so, so special getting to do that. And also it creates so much consistency and stability for you from an income perspective in your business, and also from a client's perspective, because you're not needing to constantly refill spaces because people aren't necessarily leaving consistently. It's just stacking on top if you do open a space for a new client. So this can as well be such a hack to creating just consistency in your income, because again, it means that your attention isn't divided across 3 different offers perhaps, or 5 different offers. It means that you can really dial in this one. So that's why I just love this model so, so much. So in this video, I'm essentially going to walk you through kind of case study style of, okay, how did I do this? What were the main things I really focused in on to actually build this up? What would be the blueprint I would give to you if you're wanting to lean into this business model and create this for yourself this year? And also I'm going to be sharing, why I think this is so powerful, why you should actually be considering this, because I think far too many people will, launch one offer, really love that offer, but then it's not perhaps working in the exact way they want. They're not getting as many clients as they want. So they add in a second offer. That's also having the same thing going on. They add in a third one. They add in a fourth one. And we just kind of end up bloating out our offer suite with just so many different offers that it's kind of a bit overwhelming. We're constantly launching. We're constantly marketing a new thing. We need to constantly sell to fill all these spaces. And we still don't have the income we're looking for. We still don't have the consistent clients we're looking for. So let's just take that back a step and actually look at, okay, this core offer of mine, keep something in mind, whatever your core offer you want it to be or it is right now. What can we actually make that to this place where it is actually getting consistent clients? Can we instead just focus on that for a minute? And again, I'm going to walk you through what I did to make this the standout thing, because back in the day, 4 years ago now, I think it is, I did have a group offer. I actually had a group program, but I just ran one round of this. I had several people inside, and then I decided actually I'm going to go all in on one-to-one because I just know the power of this program and I really want to have a simple business model. And $200,000 later and 4 years later, that's where we are now. So before I walk you through how I actually did this, I want to talk a little about what it actually looks like for me right now, so you can kind of see a lived example of this model because I feel like we don't see it really at all. People having one offer, which has just done really, really well and is doing really well for them. And their business model is kind of just built around this one offer. So for me, one of my absolute favorite things about this is just the reoccurring income from clients. So I think especially when we're told, entrepreneurship is really risky, it's really uncertain, there's a big roller coaster of income that you're going to experience. Yes, and also you don't necessarily need to experience that. I think you can very much create a business model which doesn't advocate for that and doesn't lead you in that direction. And mine with my one-to-one coaching program has very consistent revenue because I have clients for at least 6 months, right? So they're all on payment plans. They're all, 6 months plus they've signed on to work with me. We have those contracts in place. So for me, it creates really consistent revenue. And it means that the next 6 months, I have this pathway of income already laid out. Anything I'm adding on top is just stacking, but it means I always have that consistent income coming in. I'm never starting the month from zero, not sure how much is going to be coming in next month. It's always very stable from that perspective, which I think is such an amazing thing in entrepreneurship to actually build that. And again, it's easier to do that almost. It sounds counterintuitive, but it's easier to do that with one offer versus trying to do that for 3 different offers and kind of trying to almost juggle all of these plates and make sure this one needs people inside now, so I need to launch that. Then this one does, then this one needs launching again, and kind of juggle all of these different things. Actually just mastering one offer is kind of a bit of a life hack there. And I think a perfect example of why this is so freaking important and why I talk about building consistent income all the time is not just from a perspective of, it's cute and fun to have. Of course, it's really nice knowing that, I have all these months of income coming in. And also when life is lifing, which is going to happen at some point, something's going to happen in life, it is so freaking supportive to just know that your business has your back and that you have income coming in. For example, with me last summer, I had a fever for 6 weeks straight, literally 6 weeks with a fever. And at that time, my income did not drop. So first side, consistent income, my income did not drop from this. I still got paid the exact same amount. My bank account was still seeing the exact same number coming in as it would have if I was not sick, which was so, so supportive there because again, I wasn't relying on needing to actively sell to get a new client there. And then secondly, on top of that as well, this is such a simple business model. And that meant that actually for those 6 weeks, I was able to pull back to work in the absolute bare minimum that I needed to, which for me, I had the consistent clients already locked in because again, I'd nailed that side for this one specific offer. And it meant that I could pull back to work in literally just 10 hours a week, which was just my client calls and supporting my clients. Nothing else. That was all I needed to do. I had all my content ready to be repurposed in my content banks. Didn't need to create anything new there. I didn't need to market. I didn't need to sell any new offers really. I was just doing the absolute bare minimum just to keep the business running essentially. I was just putting on in cruise control mode. And it was really, really nice having the freedom to do that. I've still get the same income coming in for 6 weeks and also work 10 hours a week for 6 weeks was huge. So actually it's so supportive, this business model, for just when life decides to life and when just things happen, which they will at some point. Actually, it's so supportive for actually still being able to have that income coming in and also being able to pull back really easily because the business is so simple. So now that I've hopefully sold you on this idea, sold you on why you should maybe consider structuring your business like that and really prioritizing that in 2025 of just nailing this one offer, I'm going to walk you through 3 things which I think really contributed towards me actually creating this and really the blueprint I would give you of the 3 things you need to focus on and really get nailed down to actually build your business this way and actually do it really successfully as well. So the first thing, of course, is actually mastering this one core offer. So firstly, we need to decide what is going to be your core offer, what's going to be this main thing, the heart of your business, what is going to be the thing you really want to be known for. Now, you can very much pick something you already have, you can add in something if you're wanting to, but what is this big thing that you're wanting to build out this year? Knowing that, 90% of your attention is going to be going here. You might do odd little things, you might do some workshops, you might do some masterclasses, but most of your attention is going to be going here. What is this offer going to be? And we want to make it something which is a little bit unique to you as well. Doesn't need to be the most innovative thing in the world, but for me, for example, with my one-to-one coaching program, it's really helpful because it's not just a generic, I'll help you to grow your business. It's I'll help you to grow a simple and freedom-first business. So it's I help you to actually build a business where you will be making more and you can work less at the same time, where you can have consistent income while you have a fever for 6 weeks and pull back to 10-hour work weeks at the exact same time. So the first thing you want to do is actually decide what is this program going to be, because you're going to be spending 90% of your energy on this over the next year. So decide what you want that core program to be for yourself. It can be something medium ticket, it can be something high ticket. I would definitely say high ticket is a really nice one to settle on. And then what you want to do is just really focus on just optimizing and refining this as much as possible a little bit. So the messaging, making sure it actually stands out, actually sharing about this every single day so people are actually building awareness around it. Again, I said we'd be talking about this quite a lot. I talk about my one-to-one coaching program every single day, even when spaces aren't open, just so it's building awareness. People know me for that essentially. So actually talking about that every single day is a habit you really want to start building there. But think about, how can I make this the best program possible? How can I make this a no-brainer? What can I add into this? What can I add into the messaging to just make this irresistible and essentially make this as strong as possible, knowing it's going to be the center of my business. Now, the funny thing is, you might think, oh, but that's going to be really hard to, get people consistently signing up for a program like that. But actually, the more you talk about it, the more people are aware of it, and the more people start thinking about it for them, the more people are then interested, and the more people actually sign up. So it's literally just a pattern there that you can actually influence yourself. Actually, the more you're speaking about this offer, of course you're going to get more people signing up. Of course more people are going to be interested in this. And for myself, doing this, I have become known for one-to-one coaching. People reach out to me about that and that program alone because they know me for that specifically. In the period of last year, January, I believe it was, I think it was right into the new year, I had 6 people reaching out about one-to-one coaching services. I hadn't even promoted, I was opening any new spots, hadn't done anything like that. I was planning on the month after opening some new spots, but I had 6 people reach out just around the new year about one-to-one coaching. Again, a mid 4-figure package. This is so huge when you can actually build that reputation, when people are actually reaching out and actually inquiring about this because they know you for this program, because you've built that reputation. So again, I've built that over the years. It didn't take years as well. This literally took a few weeks, months to actually really get this up and running. But actually doing this is so powerful because it means that people are then actually able to reach out to you about this because they're so hyper aware of this program, because they already know the results. They don't necessarily have all of these questions about the program. They don't have that lack of awareness because you've been talking about it so much, because it's your core offer, and because it's, the thing that 90% of your energy is really going towards. And as I said, you really start to see the results after just a few weeks of kind of intentionally talking about this and intentional marketing around this offer. You really start to see that awareness building at a rate that it just never has before. Now, the second thing you want to do to really build out this business model is actually consistently fill this offer. Now, this was one of my very first priorities, and I literally went from having 0 clients to 4 clients in a matter of, I think it was about 3 weeks, back when I first started implementing this. And this really comes down to your sales systems. And honestly, if you can master this, you're good. You're completely set with this. If you can master how to get consistent leads coming in for this offer and then consistently turn them into clients, you're completely fine. This is kind of the meat of this. This is the main piece we really need to be focusing on here. And it's the main piece my clients come to me with support around, because once we can build out this system, you're set. You can do this over and over again. As you've seen, I've been pretty much fully booked in the one-to-one program for about 3 years now, which I just rinse and repeat the same system. There's nothing drastically new that I'm adding in there, but it's just really different sales strategies to make sure I'm consistently getting leads and consistently getting clients for this program. If you want some examples of what this actually looked like for me, what were the sales strategies I used? What actually did I implement? What were the exact tactics that I used to actually fill this program over 2024? I put together a free Google Doc called the 5 strategies I used to sell $69,000 of one-to-one coaching packages in 2024. So I'm literally giving you the exact 5 strategies, breaking down how that actually worked. So giving you some ideas on different things that you could implement. So if you're wanting that list, again, it's completely free, just a Google Doc. I'll send you straight over the link. You can send me a DM on Instagram. I'll put my Instagram below and I will send over the link. If you just DM me the word funnels over there, I will send you the link right over and you can check out the 4 or 5 strategies and get some inspiration from what has worked really, really well for me. Now, the third part of this, and I think this is the cherry on top, and this is the piece as well that no one speaks about. I think I barely ever see any other business coaches talking about this, but this is honestly the golden piece. And I think this has been the piece that has made this so simple for me. This is 10x the simplicity, and that is actually enhancing the client experience to allow for re-signs being really, really high. Last year, my re-sign rate for my one-to-one coaching program was over 80%. So the huge majority of my clients will stay with me year after year. which is incredible for a program. And it's such a game changer because it means that every single year I'm not saying, right, I'm back to 0 clients. Now I need to find all those clients again. I'm having clients continuing with me, which just means the odd time that a client won't continue because, there's not much growth left in their business. They're really happy with where they're at. They're not looking for further support, etc. The times that does happen, there'll just be a spot opening, which I can then go and fill. But it also means that, that doesn't happen really often at all. For me, for example, right now when I'm filming this in March, I've just opened some one-to-one spaces for the first time since last July. It's been, 8 months since I've opened one-to-one spaces. 8 months where I haven't had to sell a new spot. They've been completely full. I've had my client roster. I've just been really serving my clients and then just building my brand and marketing and building awareness around that one-to-one program for when I do next open spaces. But I haven't had to sign a client during this time. And that is huge as a business owner because it means that every single month I'm not having to think, okay, where's my next client coming from? When am I signing a client? Where am I going to get a client from this month? Because those spaces are pretty consistently full. So again, this is the cherry on top. This is that golden piece of it's really amazing, of course, if we can master the sales systems and getting clients consistently, but me actually having a 80% plus re-sign rate, that is even more magical right there because that means I barely ever need to actually open spaces again. And this is something anyone can do. One of my one-to-one clients, she opened 6 spaces last January and she filled those 6 spaces within 14 days. Hence what we said in point 2 around actually sales systems that work really well. So the sales system we developed, we filled it in 14 days, all 6 of those spaces. And after that, she only had 1 more space for the entire rest of 2024. 1 more space to fill. That was it. And she filled that later in the year when it did open up pretty much consistently straight away. And the really magical thing there is, again, you're not needing to spend time marketing. You don't need to spend time promoting. You don't need to spend time selling constantly because your clients are sticking with you. So this is one of the things I focus on teaching with all of my clients because, again, it is so impactful when you can get to this place of not just I am able to promote my offer consistently, I'm able to actually sign clients consistently, and I'm able to keep most of those clients and they're sticking in my program for literally years. And I think really those few things kind of just explain, it's self-explanatory for why I love this business model so much and why so many of my clients are looking to create this business model, why this is something which is kind of the dream for a lot of people, especially if you're looking for more freedom and looking for more simplicity. And I think really, growing your business isn't necessarily about doing more. It really is, as cheesy as it sounds, about just doing one thing really, really well. Because if you can master this, you kind of have unlimited potential in the business. You can then decide to add another offer if you're wanting to, because this one is so solid and it's so fully booked. This is your foundation of your income. This is consistent for you. This is stable. You have full potential with your business, and also it does actually unlock freedom and stability in a way that most other business models won't. They kind of require a bit of complexity and just making things a little bit more difficult for you. But I think this is honestly the simplest way possible to just create freedom and create consistent high income in your business. So as I mentioned with a couple of those client results as well, this is exactly what I help my one-to-one clients do. I have really grown into this area because, again, I think this is the business model, actually growing a simple, freedom-filled business. This is the way to do it. This is the path of actually really mastering selling your offers, knowing how to sell them out consistently, and actually staying booked out by increasing your client re-sign rate. Those are the things which I have the strategies, I have the tactics, and I've worked with dozens and dozens of clients to get them to the place of being fully booked in their business while also working less, because again, we're simplifying things, we're making things easier as you're getting fully booked and as we're increasing that income there. So if you're at all curious or interested in working with me, as I mentioned, I have some one-to-one spaces open right now. They're open for the first time since July, so kind of a big deal over here, and I would love to chat with you to see if you could be a good fit potentially for one-to-ones. So if you're at all considering it, go to the link in the description. You can schedule a free discovery call. This is a 20-minute call where we will essentially just chat about your business, your goals, where you're at right now, what your offers are, and see if you're a good fit for one-to-one coaching and how I could help you to achieve your goals in 2025. If you're wanting to learn more about the program as well, I have a link below to the full page on the website so you can read all about the program, read all about the details. But again, I would love to speak with you, so schedule a discovery call. Don't know how long these spaces are going to be open, but if you're watching this video they are still open right now at the point when I am uploading this. So make sure you schedule a discovery call, and I look forward to speaking with you soon. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you found this helpful, make sure you give this video a like so I know you want to see more of these case study type breakdowns. Make sure you subscribe as well so you do not miss the next one, and I will see you in the next video next Monday.